Hello everyone. Today we will be talking about laundry, cleaning, and roommates. We'll go over the basics to doing laundry and cleaning, then go into how to communicate with a roommate you are having problems with. Laundry basics that will help save your clothes. The first step in doing laundry is pre-treating stains before the set. The quicker you get to a stain, the more likely you are to get a stain out. For most stains, you will want to use cold water and some kind of stain remover. The ones we found work the best are Tide Sticks, Shout, and OxiClean. After putting the stain remover on, let it sit for a few minutes before you start to blot the stain. It is important to blot and not rub the stain out of clothing because rubbing can cause the stain to spread to more areas. If the stain is big enough, you may fold the stain in half and rub both sides of the stain together. To avoid shrinking clothes, make sure to dry clothes on a low heat setting. If the clothes are 100% cotton, you may consider air drying them instead of putting them in the dryer. Drying clothes can be more cost-effective as well if you are the one paying for electricity. Contrary to the lines on the liquid detergent cup, you do not need to fill the cup all the way or even to the line. Most laundry detergents today are considered to be highly efficient, meaning they are specifically formulated for high-efficiency washing machines that use less water. Less water means less soap. You only need 1 pod or 2 to 3 tablespoons of detergents. More detergent will eventually cause buildup and even end up damaging your clothes. You also shouldn't wash all your clothes after you only wear them once. By not washing your clothes as much, they will be more vibrant, have less holes, shrink less, and last you longer, so you won't need to replace them as much. Shirts should be washed after 2 to 3 wears, dress pants or slacks after 6 to 10 wears unless you wear them on a daily basis for longer periods of time, then you may want to adjust this to every 3 to 4 wears. Jeans should be washed after every 6 to 10 wears, workout wear, undergarments, and socks after 1 wear. Cleaning basics. Displayed is a daily and weekly checklist for house cleaning. If you do regular cooking, you should be wiping off counters with food spills or crumbs daily to avoid attracting bugs. If you put any animal products in your trash, you should also plan on taking your trash out within 24 hours to avoid stinking up your apartment. You might not have to do everything on this list daily or weekly, but it gives you an idea of what needs to be cleaned more often. On the left are some really great cleaning solutions that are safe to mix. In the middle is common cleaning supplies you might invest in when you live off campus. To the right are cleaning products you should never mix. Mixing bleach and vinegar will cause chlorine gas, which causes coughing, breathing issues, and watery eyes. Mixing bleach and ammonia creates a toxic gas called chloramine, causing shortness of breath and chest pain. Mixing bleach and rubbing alcohol creates chloroform, which is highly toxic. Hydrogen peroxide and vinegar makes an acid which is highly corrosive. Roommate conversations. Having a roommate can be challenging. When in close quarters, issues may arise that start off as little things but become bigger, especially when you and your roommate have different ideas of cleanliness or how to keep the space you are sharing. You may be able to tell there's an issue if you and your roommate have stopped talking as much as you once have, or if you notice they leave the room whenever you enter. You or your roommate may experience agitation over small things like leaving a bowl in your room or borrowing something that is usually okay but caused annoyance when using it recently. You may also notice repeatedly discussing concerns with your roommate but nothing happening to fix said concern. If you start to notice these things, you should not ignore them. If a problem is addressed early, there is a better chance of resolving it. When you approach your roommate to discuss issues that may be happening, always try to approach them in private to avoid calling them out in front of people. They may feel attacked and close off more if you approach them in public. Make sure it is a good time for all parties involved so that you are not rushed when having the conversation. When communicating, be direct and talk about the real issue at hand. If the issue is them not doing dishes, then don't take away from that issue by discussing smaller things that might not actually be an issue when you are not angry or upset at them. Both parties should be allowed to present their feelings in the situation. Be emotionally unemotional when talking about how you feel. Getting too upset may cause yelling or increased tension. Here is an example of a way to directly address an issue with your roommate. I feel X way when you do Y in situation Z, and I would like. A more predominant example would be, I felt insignificant when you left me with an empty gas tank yesterday, and I would like you to leave the car with at least 1/4 tank of gas. Or, I feel angry when you leave your socks and underwear on the bedroom floor after work, and I would like you to put them in the hamper. These tips should help you communicate in a healthy way with your roommates. Talk to your roommate directly when something is bothering you. Try not to sugarcoat how you feel, but be conscious to not point fingers. Use I feel statements rather than you statements. Example, I feel like there is tension when I walk into our room vs you don't talk to me when I am around you in the room and you did this and you did that. Talk face to face, not over Snapchat or text messaging. This helps make sure your message is clear and doesn't get interpreted differently. Don't discuss it behind their back because this can cause a breakdown in trust between you. Be direct. Be clear about what is bothering you. If you don't tell your roommate that there is a problem, they won't be able to do anything about it. They can't read your mind. Remember that communication works two ways, talking and listening. Neither one is effective without the other. If you create a win-win situation, then the conflict is more likely to be resolved. Evaluate the needs of both sides before a solution is proposed, and make sure the solution is acceptable to both parties. Respect each other's differences. Everyone has different values, lifestyles, expectations, and communication styles. Get to know each other and establish common ground. It is easier to solve a problem with a friend than a stranger. State clearly and specifically what you want to achieve by having the conversation. How do you want this to end? There may be times where you need to try roommate mediations. In difficult discussions, such as roommate conflicts, it is very helpful to have an unbiased third party to help mediate the discussion. Our RAS are trained mediators, with good experience helping roommates come up with solutions to their conflicts. If you find that you and your roommate are having difficulty resolving your conflict, you should definitely approach your RA to arrange a mediation. We believe that roommate mediations are so beneficial that first-year students are required to complete a roommate mediation before they can transfer rooms. All students experiencing roommate conflicts are strongly encouraged to participate in a mediation.